Vice Chair Richards.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do have, if I may, a few questions for staff, primarily for clarification. The first is the $600 million in 1A funds referred to in the MOU. Is it reasonable and correct to assume that the monies that are being spent with the $600,000 for those projects are for projects that would be necessary to support the California high-speed rail project? And this would be for Mr. Morales.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Richards, they would. Electrification, signaling, communications are all expenses that would be incurred as part of the authority project if it were standing on its own.
All right. And is it also then reasonable to believe or to conclude that the work underway for CBOS, which includes the PTC, will be used by high-speed rail along the Peninsula Corridor?
Yes, part of the working arrangement we have with CalTrain is to ensure that decisions made are mutually usable and beneficial. So investments they're making are consistent with those that we will be making.
And what I've heard earlier, I just want to reconfirm that the allocation of the Prop 1A funding is consistent with the requirements of Prop 1A. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And with regards to just what engineering modeling you have had done internally, does that engineering modeling support the viability of this operational joint use and the blended system in the peninsula?
Yes, it does. There's extensive history, both in the U.S. and around the world, of having compatible uses on the same track. Not all uses are compatible, but we have no question that CalTrain and high-speed rail can operate together on this corridor.
Okay, thank you. Will any of the Proposition 1A funds be used for rolling stock of the $600 million?
No, not for CalTrain rolling stock. They will not.
Thank you. And I think I heard earlier that you will be in the future and in advance of the actual starting of any of the early construction projects or other use of the funds, you will have negotiated the financial arrangements with our partners in the Peninsula JPA. Is that correct?
That is correct. Both specific to this investment in this program, and there are requirements laid out in statute, both under 1A and under the appropriation of last year, that govern the release of any funds to actually be committed to any of these local projects, and those have multiple reviews to them before we can proceed.
All right, well, thank you. With the answers to those questions and following Director Umberg's comments, what I find the use of these funds and this MOU to be completely consistent with our requirements under Proposition 1A, with the direction that we received from the governor last year to build it better, faster, and cheaper. In fact, what I see from the utilization of these funds is that we are actually being able to put taxpayers' money into service sooner than later in the absence of a blended system. The only thing that I would ask in addition to the MOU, assuming that there is no further action by this board with regards to the expenditure of any of the 1A funding, would be that staff periodically return to the board with staff presentations with regards to the explanations and intentions for the expenditure of the money being allocated from Proposition 1A, and on that basis I would also be supportive of this MOU.
Sure. For the staff, I'll certainly commit to providing those updates, and in the spirit of the partnership with CalTrain, I would suggest we will probably be presenting joint project updates as well as specific items relative to this board's responsibility and the authority's responsibilities.
Thank you.